Hello, I'm back, and I almost forgot what I was supposed to say. Hello, it's Kadisha. I'm back with another video. So you're going to see me with this outfit on for a couple of videos because I have to catch up. I have been so behind on the videos this week, and I'm just like, okay, I have the topics that I want to talk about, so now it's just about getting it done. So the next thing I want to talk about was setting boundaries, and I actually listened to a video where this actually sparked this conversation and made me realize that sometimes when we're too nice, it can get taken advantage of. And most of the time we think like, okay, maybe not saying something will help. And you have to know your situation. So will not be a fit for all type of thing, but it's just like, how do we treat ourselves? And if we realize how we treat ourselves is not good, then it's just like, maybe I need to put some boundaries within my own self, because it's a lot harder to, and I've talked about this before, it's a lot harder to set boundaries with ourselves versus with other people. So when you start telling yourself no, then it's easier for you to start telling the other people no, or you need to do this, or you need to do that, or whatever the case may be. But this happened here recently where I had to set a boundary, and most of the time, because I don't know how to put this. I'm not gonna say because you're nice, but because you've known someone for so long, sometimes we allow certain things to just like go by. And not to say that's a bad thing, but it can become detrimental to the relationship if we're not careful, because sometimes we can be, and like I said, this was from a video I looked at that kind of sparked this. Sometimes we can be at a place where we excuse behavior because we know somebody so long, but it makes us upset inside. And the thing is, if I'm upset inside about something, then it's not up to me to just gloss over my emotions. It's for me to express that to the other person, because first off, the other person may not realize that you're upset if you're pretending to not be. And so they continue to do it, not realizing that you would really like them to not do that. But since you haven't expressed it, then it's no way of them knowing that. So we have to make clear boundaries of what we expect and what we will and will not tolerate. And then you go forth and seeing like, is this the person that's going to remain in my life or not, or whatever the case may be. Do I have to do this, XYZ, or whatever the case? And like I said, I had to do that this week, and it felt freeing, but it also felt like, oh my goodness, I had to do this. And the person did not take it badly, and it's because we have a really good relationship. And that's the thing that we oftentimes forget or don't take into consideration. Like, if someone is upset that you are expressing the way you feel or the way they made you feel about something, then that person may not be needing to be in your life, because we all are entitled to our own opinions. So it's not up to me to act like my opinion trumps your opinion, because that's not how life works. Like, we're all different. We all grew up in different places, and even the people who grew up in the same household still have unique opinions, and they don't think that necessarily the same on all things. So we have to respect people's opinions and also respect people's boundaries. But we also, if we don't have boundaries, we have to put them in place, because just as human nature, it's so easy to run over people even when you know you shouldn't. Like, and I've talked about this before as well. It was so funny, and it cracked me up because I was in that same situation until I got the backbone to start telling myself no. So then I was able to tell other people no. So this guy, it was so funny. I was working at this place, and he was like, yeah, those people will work you to death. And I'm just like, well, do they ask you to work? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, if you can say no, you don't have to say yeah. They can't fire you saying no. But the thing is, we don't realize that we will overstay your welcome. But just, if I continue to ask somebody to fill in and they seem to do it without a problem, then that's the first person I'm going to go to, not realizing like, okay, this person may need a break. This person may not want to work on their off day, but it's just like, I need somebody to fill in this spot. So this person is very reliable, and they usually do it all the time. And so that's just like an incentive for me to go ahead and ask that person. But then we don't realize, like, on the other hand, that this person has a life outside of that, and they may not want to do it. But the thing is, we also realize, like, if that person don't want to do it, they have the right to say no. Like, I can't get mad at somebody for saying no. And that's why it is very important that we express ourselves when we don't want to do something or feel like we should not. We should express ourselves. But also on the other side, we should take into account, like, okay, am I doing something that I wouldn't necessarily want? Because that should play a role as well. But anyway, I set the boundary. I had it established. It went well. And I was just like, man, why didn't I say this earlier? Because I usually let it slide off like, oh, it's fine. But then it started to bother me. It started to like really get under my skin. And so I was just like, okay, I need to say something, because we don't realize when we continue to play things down that it is basically like the saying goes, like, it's the straw that breaks the camel's back. It's like, it's not really the straw is light as a feather, but it's just like so much has been put in this situation that I have ignored it for so long, and now just them sneezing has made me fire off on them. And it's just like, you get mad at somebody for sneezing, you know? So this is more so about boundaries, making sure you have clear boundaries, setting new boundaries, making sure you're sticking to the old ones, because hey, that's what we have to do in order to have good relationships, and also to see the value in ourselves, but allow other people to see that value as well. So thank you so much for watching this video. Like I always say, sa cambio que quieres ver en otros. Until next time, bye.